he was doing lines of coke. I think I was 15. And he asked me, hey, do you want to try a line? And I said... And this is why I started and stopped drinking alcohol and getting fucked up. I used to be this nerdy metal kid. Can you see it? Yeah. And I started drinking out of pure curiosity. Even though my dad is drunk. This is him at Christmas. He got this crystal pipe, like a ornament decoration thing. And the first thing he did was fill it with moonshine and drink it. Christmas was always interesting. Anyway, we were at this party. I was 13 years old at the time. A friend of mine left to walk this girl home. Well, he didn't walk her home, they did other stuff. And I was left there on my own, super nervous and shy. But one of the older guys invited me over to join them. And I took some shots of spirits and I got wasted. I love the feeling of getting lost and being drunk. And I told the girls about my penis complex. Told everybody that I had a small dick and stuff like that. Anyway, I loved it. Ended up drinking way too much every weekend, way too young. We stole moonshine from my dad. Then it escalated pretty quickly to being self-destructive. I started cutting myself, beating myself up when I was drunk, and all the shit that I've been keeping inside only getting out through drawings and paintings, stuff like that, came to the surface when I was getting wasted. But it wasn't before we had to buy our own spirits, because some people died from the moonshine that my dad bought. It wasn't his moonshine, but 2 people actually died. That scared us a lot, so we had to save up money. So every Friday at school in recess, I would go to everybody, even if I didn't know them, and ask them for money to buy spirits. So I left all my self-respect at the door, asked for money so I could get wasted that weekend. Got the money. It was a struggle getting the spirits, because in Norway you have to be 21 to buy spirits and 18 to buy beer, but I didn't like beer. So a lot of people didn't want to buy spirits to these 13, 14-year-old kids, which is understandable. Some junkies took our money to buy spirits, but they ended up taking the money. So it was bad for business. Some of my friends were drug dealers growing up, and it was really easy to get your hands on drugs. I really wanted to try cocaine, that and harder drugs, mushrooms, weed, speed. I have an addictive personality, and I think if I ever tried it, I would love it and I would be hooked. This neighbor of mine that I really looked up to, he was doing lines of coke, and he asked me, hey, do you wanna try a line? It wasn't like I imagined. Pulp Fiction, rock star, cool settings backstage at some rock show. It was in his kitchen late on a Saturday with his girlfriend standing there in the kitchen making food, and me and some other friends were there. We were like 14, 15 years old. I think I was 15, and I said, oh no, I'll just take it another time. So this dude, my idol at the time, a guy I looked up to, snorted these lines of coke, and then he told us, super chill, and he said, guys, I'm gonna be acting a little bit crazy now in a bit, so I want you guys to hold me as I lose my shit, basically. But I'm not gonna hurt you, you're my friends. We're like, okay. So the coke kicked in, and me and my friends had to hold his arms, and one of the guys had to stand behind him and hold around him. And he was breaking the closets and destroying stuff in the kitchen, throwing us around while screaming, I'm not gonna hurt you, you are my friends. All the while, his girlfriend is just making food, relaxing, not even noticing the chaos, because it's normal. So that kind of freaked me out. But again, getting spirits was hard to get your hands on, and drugs was more accessible because of my friends that were drug dealers. Some of them now dead or still in hell. And one weekend, I've saved up money, bumming it from kids at school to buy spirits, but I decided to go to my sister in Stavanger, a neighbor city, 2 hours from Haugesund. We went over there to skate. This is just me and a good friend. His name is Kjetil. He was one of the guys who always joined me. So we went over there. We skated the entire weekend. When school started on Monday again, friends asked, "Oh, what have you been doing this weekend?" And the friends that stayed back home here in Haugesund, same party, same people, throwing up, pissing themselves, not remembering anything. So basically the same thing we've done the previous 2 years. And then they asked me, "So what have you been doing, Martin?" And then mouth exploded. Been skating, meeting so many new friends, cool skate park. We went over to this guy's house. He had a lot of Thrasher magazines. We ate some good food at my sister's place. Blah blah blah, flirting with girls. There were so many other cool things happening when I was not drinking, but on a skate trip. So it went back and forth. Some weekends I would drink, but most weekends I would go to my sister's place in Stavanger to skate because I felt I got more for my money going on those skate trips. And then I started saving up for bigger trips to Oslo and Bergen because I wanted to skate more parks and meet more skaters and skate more street spots because I got really hooked on skating. This is from one of the last times ever that I was wasted. Me and Evelyn at New Year's Eve 2000. I'm so wasted right here staring at her boobs as she's breathing. Still remember that. And this is a friend of mine, one of the older guys that found us downtown drinking, and he would always make sure that we got safe home because we were these little young punks that was just lurking around the city. So skating became a big part of my life. This is the actual day that Frode, that's Frode, that's Stian aka Kickflip Stian, that's Vidar, I called him my brother because Vidar and Stian, we have a crew called SVM. Frode, right here, he asked me this day this photo was taken. I'm starting up a new company called Shit Skateboard Company. Are you interested in writing for it? You get some cheaper boards and stuff like that. So I said yes. I was a little bit heartbroken over a girl at the time, so I didn't really appreciate it as much as I should. This is the actual photos we shot that day. This is me jumping from this tall ass thing. Long story short, skateboarding took over my life. Eventually somebody asked me, "So when did you have your last drink?" And that's when I realized that I hadn't had alcohol in 2 years. But I didn't think I'm gonna stop drinking now. It just happened naturally. I even ended up in Skate Stavanger, my first skateboarding movie. Again, Frode made this movie. It's a legendary Norwegian skateboard movie that should have been mentioned a lot more. Yeah. That's me. A big thanks goes to my sister, Signy, Dada, I love you. She's one of the main reasons why I don't drink anymore. Skateboarding, of course, is one of the biggest reasons. Frode for believing in me and being my first real sponsor has a lot to say on this. When he sponsored me with free boards and clothing, I had a goal. I wanted to do my best in skateboarding and really show him that I'm grateful and I took it seriously. So I stopped drinking 100% and focused only on skateboarding. And when I started a band together with Stian, then of course I didn't have time to drink because I had to focus on skateboarding, our band, traveling as much as possible, even with the tours that were paid for and traveling on our own. So skateboarding saved my life. Even though it sounds super cheesy, it's true. It was either die from drinking or live. That's the choices I had. There's so much more I could say. So if you have any questions about this story or other stories, just write in the comments below because I really want to share everything with you guys. Well, not everything, but a lot. Write whatever you want and I'll try and reply as many as possible. I really want to do more Q&As, but then I need questions to answer. Okay. Notice his cool hats. Cool hats.
Wow, det vet jag.
What is your favorite thing to do?
Slappa av.
To relax. Easy.